Welcome to Galactic Alchemy. I am your host, Ashuna, Galactic Alchemist, Energetic Healer, and Channeler for Spirit. On this video, we're going to be discussing the energetic properties of July, hearing what we should be working on, focusing on, as well as tapping in and connecting with my connections with the Lyrans and the Pleiadians. I look forward to sharing all of this wisdom and knowledge with you, and I hope to hear what your thoughts are on this information in the comments. So let's discuss the energies for July. If you are like myself and you live in the United States, then July is often considered a month to celebrate freedom. Freedom from the tyranny of a king that no longer rules us regaining our sovereignty. And when I tap into the energies of this month, sovereignty and freedom definitely rings, very true. But also there's this explosive energy, like a firework going off, just this powder keg of explosions. And if you've been following the Schumann resonance over the last week of June, you'll know we have been through quite an energetic shift. Lots of whiting out, which usually means very intense energy. We also have a lot of white energy going on as I'm recording this here on July 1st. And it's going to be a wild ride this month, a wild ride. I want you to prepare yourself for a lot of twists and turns. This is a month of plot twists. Plot twist is a perfect example to describe this month because there is going to be moments where things feel so aligned and so good, and you feel like you're on top of the world and everything is going your way and you're like, yes, I have got this. And then Spirit's going to throw you a curveball and you're going to be like, what just happened? And you're going to have to yell plot twist and get yourself back on the track that you want to get on. This month is really about focusing on you. What are you doing to better yourself? What are you doing to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself? I know a lot of you watching are going, well, I have a family, or I have this relative who's sick, or I have this friend who needs me. That's great. There's nothing wrong with helping people. But this month, you really have to prioritize yourself, your needs, and make sure that you are being recharged and taken care of. Because let's be honest, a lot of you are running at 2% battery life right now. And somehow, even though you're on fumes and you're way far away from the gas station or you don't have your charger with you for your phone, you are still going and you can't go on like this. This is not a sustainable level of energy to keep giving out. You've got to make sure that you're taking time this month to plug yourself into the charger, fill your tank up with gas. So really make sure that you're hydrating, that you're feeding yourself nourishment that is actually sustaining you. I know ramen noodles are great. Quick bag of chips. There's nothing wrong with having a treat. But when you're sustaining yourself solely on snack foods or solely on foods that have, quite frankly, very little nutritional value, you're not going to be able to recharge yourself. So really focus on getting your fruits and vegetables in, staying hydrated this month. It's all about hydration. We are coming into one of the hottest months of the year. Sorry, if you're down under, I know you're like, it's cold down here. What's she talking about? But here in the US, especially in Texas where I live, it's July, and July gets to be really hot. We're talking in the 100s, 30°C for my friends that do not use Fahrenheit. So it gets really hot here, and you've got to make sure that your electrolytes are in balance. So staying hydrated, getting your electrolytes, making sure that you're having the right amount of salt, potassium, magnesium. One thing I love to do to hydrate is to make an electrolyte drink. And how I do my electrolyte drink is I do about a cup of coconut water, about a half a cup of orange juice. You could do lemon or lime if you prefer. I just think orange juice adds this beautiful sweetness to the drink. Do a pinch of salt. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount, but do a quality salt. Celtic salt, a good pink Himalayan salt, maybe some Baja Gold, just something that's quality. We're not doing Morton's iodized salt in here, okay? That's just not going to cut it. That's not giving you what you need. And if you have it, this is optional. Adding a little bit of cream of tartar will also amp up the electrolytes. And just put this over some ice and sip it down, or mix this in with your water. It is so refreshing and such a perfect drink, especially for the month of July, and it will definitely keep you hydrated. Spirit, what else do you want to share with us about the month of July? Lots of changes, rapid changes. There's going to be this feeling of time going really fast, but then also going really slow at the same time. It's like there's going to be moments where it feels like somebody's watching you at 2x speed. And then there's going to be times where you're like, what is going on? And why do I feel like I'm not moving right now? So time is going to be really warped, very shifting, just 1 minute going really fast and 1 minute going really slow. And you're going to have to try to adjust your pace to go along with the energies. Taking time each day to do a mental check-in with your spirit guides, your angels, whoever you like to work with in spirit. Go and check in with your deities, your angels, your guides, and do an energy check with them. Ask, okay, where are we at today? What can I expect out of the day? We really should be taking time every day to tune in and connect with our spirit team, because that helps us not only to feel more tapped in and connected and intuitively guided, it also allows them better understanding of how to tap in and help us. And we can share what we need help or assistance with, and they can provide what it is that we need. So take time to kind of tune in and ask yourself, okay, is this a quick moving day? Is this a slow moving day? How should I be handling the day? And do not be afraid, guys, to shift and adjust what you're focusing on for the day. You might think when you're going to bed at night, you're like, yes, I'm going to do X, Y, Z tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to get all this stuff done. And then you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel like you just got hit over the head. Your third eye hurts, your body aches, the energies are running really high, and you're not sure how to handle yourself. Be okay with changing and shifting what you are going to work on. Because I'll tell you, I have many days where I make all these plans of these beautiful things that I want to get done. And then I wake up and I feel like shit. I just feel like shit. And it's like, no, it ain't going to happen today. Today is a day of rest, and Spirit's telling me it's a day of rest, and I've got to honor that. No matter how much I want to do stuff, it doesn't benefit you guys to push forward with things when you're not feeling it. So only do the stuff that feels really aligned and feels really good for you. And also, now is a really good time for some new beginnings. So if you're thinking about starting something, starting that healthier eating plan, starting that workout, starting a new book, or learning a language, whatever it is that you're thinking about starting, arts and crafts or whatever, this is a really good month to go ahead and move forward with that. We're kind of just over the halfway point. How has this year been for you guys? Because I am shocked. It's like the year just like poof, disappeared, at least for me. And I definitely look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. But, over half of the year is done already. What else do you want to get started with this year? How much of the things that you set out to accomplish for yourself have you completed? Are there things that you still want to do or shift, evolve, or change? Because we still have a lot of time left in this year. You can shift and evolve yourself anytime you wish. You just have to make the choice to do that. Let me tap in here. I do have a representative from the Galactic Council for the Pleiadians, and I also have the Lyran High Council here as well. And I'm going to tap in and see what messages they would like to share with us here for the month of July. Massive energy shifts is what they're telling me. This is like the last push. This is the last push. This is where the rocket takes off, is how they're describing it to me. They're showing me like a rocket going into space. So if you've ever watched NASA or you've watched SpaceX launch one of their rockets, it's like all of a sudden just the plumes of whatever it is that comes off of the rocket as it's going up into space. And it's just like the rocket is launching this month. And we are shifting very quickly into a new vibration. So be ready to be in alignment for this shift, because as we shift our alignment to a different timeline and a different vibrational space, that is going to affect how slow or quickly your manifestations come in for you. So being really cognizant of the words that you're using, what you're calling in for yourself, that's going to be really important this month, because each day as we shift and navigate these energy shifts, and you're welcome to track them by checking out the Schumann resonance. And I'll definitely give you guys updates here as well. But checking in and seeing what kind of day we're having and what you want to align to, it's going to be really important for this month. One thing that I like to work with, and I feel like they're kind of gearing me to share this with all of you, is the following. And that is kind of how you can timeline jump, how you can shift and evolve for yourself on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you, I have tons and tons of experiences with this, and it's truly amazing and awe-inspiring, and I love for you to work with it as well. And what I'm going to share with you is one of the ways that you can choose to timeline jump. Timeline jumping is just you jumping to a higher and better version of yourself, one who already has what it is that you're seeking out, one who maybe has already lost the weight. Maybe they can already do that exercise you can't do right now. Perhaps they already have that wonderful partner that you're seeking out, or they already live in that space that you want to live. And this is just going to help you to align and get closer to that highest version of yourself, the version of you that is your higher self in spirit almost. And it's a very simple process. So what you're going to do is when you go to bed, while you're lying down in bed and you're closing your eyes and you're trying to fall asleep, I want you to tell yourself before you nod off, when I wake up in the morning, I am going to be on the highest possible timeline. I am going to be the absolute best version of myself. And then I want you to visualize, what do you look like? Where do you live? Who do you hang around with? What type of work do you do? How do you do your day-to-day activities? Like, what is life like for you? Really visualize that for yourself as you're falling off to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, so after you shut off the alarm or once you wake up, I want you to remind yourself, I am now on the highest possible timeline. I am so excited to see what today brings me because I'm on the highest timeline version of myself. I'm going to tell you, this thing is amazing. And I will share a quick story on how I have utilized it when I first started playing around with it. And I think that you'll appreciate this because to me, it really solidifies how quickly it can help align you. So when I was introduced to this technique, I was wanting to start a yoga practice. Being a yoga girly was something very important to me. And so I would start doing yoga in the morning. So I get up in the morning, put on my yoga outfit. I'd go into my office space / yoga studio, and I would do my yoga. And when I had just started out, literally been doing this maybe 2 or 3 days, my spirit team's like, hey, do a plank. And I'm like, are you joking with me? I am so out of shape right now. I cannot do a plank, let alone hold one for more than a second. What is the point of even doing a plank? They're like, well, just do a plank. Prove it to yourself that you can do a plank. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I did. I went and I set everything up. Now, prior to this, at one point in time, I was working out with a personal trainer, and he used to time me how long I could hold a plank for. And so I set my phone up so I could go and record myself. And as I tapped the start button and I got into position, I held a plank pose for 30 seconds. I could not hold a plank pose 2 days before that. There was just no way. It was not happening. I was too out of shape. And I held it for 30 seconds. And I was like, what the hell just happened to me? And guess what? The next day, I held it for a minute. The next day, I held it for a minute. You cannot tell me I wasn't timeline jumping and shifting to a higher, better version of myself, because that was proof right there for me. So I hope you guys are a little bit inspired with that story, and it helps you to see that, hey, maybe I can get into alignment. Maybe I can be the person that I want to be. So play around with that. When you go to bed, remind yourself, when I wake up, I'm going to be on the highest possible timeline. I'm going to be the absolute best version of myself. And before you get out of bed, remind yourself, I have now woken up on the highest timeline. I am now the best version of myself, and I am so excited to see what the day brings me. Start challenging the universe too. Start challenging the universe. Challenge the universe to show you how your life can be even more amazing than it already is. And I know some of you watching this are going to be like, my life is not amazing right now. And you know what? It might not be at this moment. Doesn't mean it's not going to change, because the only thing that's consistent in this life is change. There's nothing permanent except for change. Change is inevitable, and change is always ever present. So challenge the universe to change the trajectory that you're on. Say, universe, I challenge you to show me how my life can be even more amazing than it already is. So try these techniques, guys. They're going to really be helpful for the month of July. What else did you guys want to share? Be really heart-focused is what I'm hearing. Really centered in the idea of unconditional love. This doesn't mean you have to love everyone. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you that grouchy coworker that you don't like, or the gossipy person who's causing problems for you. I'm not telling you that you have to sit here and like be unconditionally loving to them, but you do have to unconditionally love yourself and be open to the idea of unconditional love coming into your life. That is so vitally important. So really focus on loving yourself. And I know for some of you, you're like, I love myself. Yeah, maybe you do. But do you really love yourself? Have you really took a hard look at yourself in the mirror and said, yeah, I love everything about myself. Even that cellulite. I even love my little love handles. I even love the bags under my eyes and all the little things. Because let me tell you, before I did this video, I looked at myself in the camera and I was like, girl, why you look so old today? But you know what? They're wisdom lines. They're wisdom lines. And I'm learning to love and embrace myself as each day I get just a little bit wiser and a little bit more knowledgeable and a little bit more loved and appreciated and a little bit more time here on this planet in this particular lifetime. So really focus on unconditional love. We are rapidly shifting and changing this month. Rapid change, rapid transformation. Really get clear on what you want, because what you want is almost going to be instant manifestation. It is like you went on DoorDash and you ordered food and it is arriving in like 20 minutes. Okay. So get really clear on what you want and watch your words, because your words are creating the world around you. Your words are what is calling in what you want. So be really clear and concise with your words. Make sure that you are using the terms that you want. And if you say something and you catch yourself in the moment, I want you to pause and go, okay, I clear, cancel, delete what I just said. And I want you to reword it in a way that is more in alignment for you. So in those moments when you're like, I don't have any money, I want you to not sit here and remind yourself how broke you are. I want you to say, wow, I am so abundant and blessed. I have all of my needs met. Everything I need is already here with me. Get into the habit of rephrasing what you're saying, because I know for some of you that are watching this, you have a tendency to be a negative Nelly and you don't realize that your negative Nellies are what's causing your life to feel like such a struggle bus. It doesn't have to be a struggle bus. It could be a party bus. We could be having a blast and enjoying ourselves. So rapid change, unconditional love, really focus on you, pour into you, take care of yourself this month. You really have to nourish and nurture yourself in whatever way that looks like for you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. No one can tell you. You have to make that decision. But prioritize yourself, prioritize your needs, prioritize safety and security, and make sure that you are doing what you need to do to align yourself to where you want to go. I love you. I support you. I appreciate you. And I'll be back again soon with more insight and info for all of you